First, I want to thank my House Republican colleagues for just designating me as the Speaker. Obviously, we still have work to do. We're going to have to go upstairs on the House floor and resolve this and then get the House opened again. We have a lot of work to do, not just in the House for the people of this country, but we see how dangerous of a world it is and how things can change so quickly. We need to make sure we're sending a message to people all throughout the world that the House is open and doing the people's business, making sure that we're unequivocally standing in our first resolution that we pass under Speaker Steve Scalise will be to make it clear that we stand with Israel. The McCall-Meeks resolution will be our first order of business. The Senate has to start doing their work. And by the way, in that legislation, including the State and Foreign Ops Bill, the Defense Appropriations Bill, includes funding for Israel, things like Iron Dome, precision-guided missiles, things that could be used today to help them in this war. So there is a lot to do. I'm also going to be calling on President Biden to sit down and talk about the crisis at the border. As we have an open southern border, and we've seen millions come in the last few years.
I say we unify as a party, get the Speaker designee elected as the official Speaker of the House, Steve Scalise.
How do you unify with almost 100 people voting for Jim Jordan?
That's going to have to be worked out in the next several hours to get to a unity consensus. We can't afford this dysfunction. The nation can't afford this. The American people can't afford it. We need a Speaker in the chair. We're in dangerous times right now. We're in 3 major global conflicts, potentially, and we cannot afford to not have a Speaker in the chair. And the first bill the Speaker told me will be my resolution condemning Hamas and praising in support of Israel.
I'm excited for him. Can't wait to go vote for Steve Scalise.
Absolutely.
Long live Speaker Scalise.
Do you think he has the votes on the floor? He was a divided vote in there.
I sure hope so. We'll see some democracy in action.
I voted for Jordan, but with Scalise won outright, I'll vote for Scalise. It's time to have a speaker.
Do you think that the conference can get behind Scalise today? It was a pretty divided vote in there.
We'll see. It's close, but I think I know what I'm going to do.
Did Jordan be the majority leader? Is that the idea?
No, we didn't get into that.
Did Jordan say he will vote for Scalise after it was announced?
He said whoever got 217 on the floor.
Jordan said that after the vote was announced?
I would have wanted to hear it very clear, let's get behind the winner. I didn't quite hear that today.
So are you worried this could be a mess when we get to the floor?
It may, and we got to make sure we got 217 to go on the floor.
Should we be bracing for a fight, multiple rounds on the floor?
I hope not.
You have concerns about this dragging out.
I do. We have, first of all, I have 8 proven people that are not loyal to the team at all, only to themselves. So we have the same problem. I just hope Steve can make sure he can count up 217 votes for going to the floor.
Well, Congressman, let me ask you, because the government shutdown is just around the corner. The deadline to fund the government is right before Thanksgiving.
Absolutely.
You have this crisis unfolding in Israel. Is there a sense of urgency to get this done quickly?
Yes, there is an absolute urgency. First of all, it should never happen last week what happened. But we do need to get a speaker in place so we can govern. And what we should have heard today after the vote count was, I wholeheartedly support Steve, let's get behind him. We did not hear that.
McCarthy had more support than Steve Scalise does right now. Does this make sense to you, ousting McCarthy, when he had more support than the person that could possibly replace him?
You can talk to the 4% that heard us. No, it does not make sense. He had 96% of the support. What these 8 people did, they fired our MVP, the guy that carried us to the majority. If you look back in the last 2 election cycles, only the U.S. House saw GOP wins. We lost the White House, we lost Senate seats, we lost governor's races, we lost state legislatures. But we won in the House, and that was really because of Kevin McCarthy.